ध्या सर्वविघ्न उपशान्तये अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठाम् तेन मुक्तिं विधेम। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवक्षसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैष्णोतिव्याधि पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णुरधेष्ठा सभेयो युवास्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो नवोषधयः पच्यन्ताम् योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम् आप्यायन्तु मम अङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Very nice. And today is a Wednesday where we are going to start a new set of mantras going by the name given by the editors of the Ramakrishna people, Ramakrishna Matham people. And before we go there, I just want to conclude a review of the section on the Arishta Nivrutti Mantraha, which contains in page number 220 and before. So in a length of 10 to 23 pages, around 13 pages of mantras are printed. And they are all the selections drawn from different texts, at the same time also from the Brahmana texts and Sutra. And as a result, we come to note down that it is something like an anthology. We have so many mantras. Actually, Veda is only meant for helping the people born on the land to have easy life, to reduce the karma with which they are prompted to be born on this land. Choosing some parents don't know. The choice of choosing the parents and place and everything is not in our hands. The birth is not in our hands. Similarly, The time of death also is not in our hands. These two things are with the Paramatma, who is the person who makes the people projected. At the same time, the people get sunk back to the point of projection. But there is no guarantee that we go back to the point of projection, because the Vishalam Prapancham, however, we sink back to the point of projection, and that is our nature. So the activity is always temporary. For example, after all, 10 decades has been granted for the human beings to live upon the ground and to have activity in number of directions, exposing their faculty, are utilizing their faculty, earning their grub, and maintaining giving rise for a family and maintaining them, and so on. So, lot of work. As a result, what happens is people are forgetting that all that we are engrossed with are not at all completing things, because an iota of religiosity must be there, because religion is a magic. Religion is atharvanic, and religion gives you some kind of unknown, known benefits. And what is the benefit that we are going to get? Papanasanam, Arishta Nivrutti, Aganasanam, so Agamarshanam. Well, there are hundreds of phrases that you come across in our Veda mantras, because you have to invoke the presence and blessings of the person who is capable of doing helping you, and who has got the power in him also. So there is no use of making efforts to to please somebody else. The best example that we come across is the Muchukunda in Bhagavatam. And Muchukunda was a Maharaja, and he wanted to get to emancipation, moksham. So he made tapas for a very long time with all sincerity to Brahmadeva. So after all long time, then Brahma appeared before the Muchukunda and said, "What do you want?" Then immediately, not asking any other question, Muchukunda Maharaja Chakravarti asked, "I want moksham, emancipation. I want means to get that moksham." Then Brahmadeva told him, "Aya, among Trimurtis, only Brahma, only Vishnu and Shiva are eligible to grant you emancipation. I cannot be, I am only a creator. I am only in the department of creation. I take care of the creation, and I am the chairman, Prajapati, and I am, after all, an employee of Mahavishnu, and therefore I have no power to grant you that." Then that Muchukunda became very sad. What I did a mistake so many years I spent to think of you and do japa. Then, as a kind of consolation, then Brahma said, "I give you Yoga Nidra." That is, but Narayana Smriti. So when you are sleeping completely detached from the entire world, but attached to the Narayana Smriti or Narayana Mantra, then that would help you, because Narayana alone would be able to grant you what you want. And then he said, "I don't want to go back to my land, my Rajyam, because nobody recognizes me and I have no hold over that." So what he did, he just went into a cave of a mountain, started sleeping. That's what exactly called a Yoga Nidra. So he went into Yoga Nidra and was sleeping, don't know what time it is. Then Ramavataram over, Krishna Avataram, and Krishna as a Balakrishna. So he came running to the Muchukunda's place, because he was chased by the Kalanemi Rakshasa, and he just made Kalanemi Rakshasa the close friend of Kamsa, being killed by Muchukunda only. So Kalanemi wanted to wake up, find out where that Krishna disappeared or went into the cave. Just information. Then Kalanemi, mean that Muchukunda opened the eye, full of blood red, and it's Agni. So the very moment he looked at the Rakshasa, he was burned to ashes. Later on, Krishna comes and then says, then he asks, why at all you are making me uh, to do this kind of papam again? I wanted to get rid of all arishtam, all sin, all every dosha, and all murders. Though I'm a Kshatriya, then Krishna said, no, 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 the maturity has come. I don't want to kill that Kalanemi. His time is come up. If I were to kill, he will get moksham. No, he's not eligible for moksham. So he has again some more time to take birth and do all that. So I wanted you to do it, and you have done that. Now I have come to give you moksha, and therefore, even today, whenever people climb the stairs to Tirumala, the Venkatramana Swami's, all people will be shouting, Muchukunda Varada Govinda, Govinda, because Govinda will come to the Bhakta because Bhakta cannot locate for Govinda. Therefore, we want that Govinda to come to our yard and protect us. In which case, our Arishta must have been Nivrutti, must have been over. And moreover, we have a scope to commit Arishta or karma or the sin in any and every direction because there are the Dishaha, Java Prithivi. We are on Prithivi and Java is the heaven. So in between we have got the Antariksha and we have got all the directions. Therefore, in the last paragraph of the Arishta Nivrutti, page number 223, you have ultimately simply make namaskara to the directions, sub-directions, and then only you will be able to get totality. This is something like a Purnahuti. When Yajna you are performing, after all making ahutis to Paramatma, whoever are there, gods, Agni, Indra, Vayu, Surya, etc., finally, you say, Purnahutim Juhomi. So I am going to offer you the concluding oblation. At the announcement, you just see there, you utter the Purnahuti mantra, Purnadarvi, Punarapata, ಅಂತ ಆ ಪೂರ್ಣಾಹುತಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ that is the end of the entire situation. So here, the same way, in the Arishta Nivrutti mantras, the people, the editors have chosen to make a Dikdevata Namaskara. We know that all Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriyas are supposed to perform the Dikdevata Namaskara 3 times per day when they do Sandhya Vandanam. Because they are the persons who are able to redeem us from Arishta, because all the directions are the dwelling places of various kinds of gods. How many gods are there? That was the question put in the Satapada Brahmana by Yajnavalkya Maharshi. So then when one Rishi put a question, then the other Rishis came up and said, the number of gods is not defined at all. Nobody knows the number. But just to say, how many stars are there? Can anybody give the number of stars? No. So like that, nobody can give the exact number of the gods. So they, just to convince, it was that Rishi said, as many hair are there on the body, so visible and invisible, so that so many are the gods available. Can we have an account of the number of hair that we have got on our body? No. Therefore, we may just comb up and say we cannot name them individually. So we say that Om Namah Pracyai Diseyascha Devata Etasyam Prativasanti Etabhyascha Namo Namaha. Namo Namo Dakshinayi Dise Yascha Devata Etasyam. ಓದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಪ್ಪ ನೀನು?
ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Okay,
ಓಂ
last.
ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯೇ ದಿಶೆ ಯಾಶ್ಚ ದೇವತಾ ಏತಸ್ಯಾಂ ಪ್ರತಿವಸಂತ್ಯೇ ಏತಾಭ್ಯಶ್ಚ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಯೇ ದಿಶೆ ಯಾಶ್ಚ ದೇವತಾ ಏತಸ್ಯಾಂ प्रतिवसन्त्ये एताभ्यश्च नमो नमः. प्रतीच्छे दिशयाश्च देवता एतस्यां प्रतिवसन्त्येत एताभ्यश्च नमो नमः. उदीच्ये दिशयाश्च देवता एतस्यां प्रतिवसन्त्ये एताभ्यश्च नमो नमः. ऊर्ध्वाये दिशे याश्च देवता एतस्यां प्रतिवसन्त्ये एताभ्यश्च नमो नमो. अधराये दिशे याश्च देवता एतस्यां प्रतिवसन्त्येताभ्यश्च नमो नमो. अवान्तराये दिशे याश्च देवता एतस्यां प्रतिवसन्त्ये एताभ्यश्च नमो नमो. Ganga
Stop.
Yamunayo.
Oh, no, I just explained to you. So here you observe the 10 directions. Actually, directions are always there. We move towards directions, whether you are in house or in the street or in the market or elsewhere, you will be making your movement towards the directions. But in our India, I mean, we were not much bothered about the direction, but the way that we go in our way, ultimate last time, before the Google Map comes up, we used to just go to any places and not even typing the address, and we find out. And there are people on the road who can guide you to go to the destinations. And that was our times. But now things are all changed because of the advancement and all that. So if you just type the address, the Google Map shows you all that. And but that is one thing that the change we observe. But the principle is this: Namaha. We begin with the obedience, Vinayam, and also respect. Pratyai Dise. So for the Pragdik, the East, East is the first one. And even all our Vedic mantras acknowledge that first of all there was East, then all other directions came forward. And Sun, Surya Bhagavan has chosen that. So Yaha Devataha Etasyam Prativasanti. See, the word Prativasanti is also important. That is, wherever they move about, ultimately they go back to their place, to their residence, something like that. So we have got Nammure Vasi. Wherever you go on vacation or travel and all that, ultimately you will purchase your ticket to your own place. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರು ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅವರ್ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿವಸಂತಿ. ಸೊ ದೇವತಾ ಏತಾಭ್ಯ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. So all the devatas, what is devata? What is deity? So devata is devatvam, is something containing the mahima inertia, inner. At the same time, yes, a good mind to help others with what power that they have got to the needy or relevant people. So that is the devata. And on the other hand, our Yajurveda gives a beautiful definition, simple. Yavai stuyate savai devata anta. ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ನೀವು ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ಹೊಗಳ್ತೀರೋ, ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರೋ, ಆ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ದೇವತಾ. ಸೊ ದೇವತ್ವಂ, ಋಷಿತ್ವಂ, ಮನುಷ್ಯತ್ವಂ and medhavivala, these are all various situations that the people who are born are acquiring. But devatvam is something superior because their dwelling place is the heaven. Though they are there in other than heaven, but their being the devatvam, whether on land or elsewhere, that's a mark of lifting them to the higher planes of living. So that's why, for example, we say that Devaha and all Brahmins, who are Brahmins in the sense that Brahmavit Brahmanaha, any person who knows about Brahma, he is called Brahmin, not because of the birth, because Manu tells that Janmana Jayate Sudraha ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ದ್ವಿಜ ಉಚ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನು ಏನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ನೋ ಈ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ರಷ್ಯನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಮ, ರಿಸೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ತೀರ್ಥಾಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಷ್ಯನ್ಸ್, ಆಲ್ country people other than Bharat, they are all visiting our Bharat, because this is a Punya Kshetram, Chakravarti Kshetram, Rishi Kshetram, and also Pavitra Nadi Kshetram, etc. So the Bharat is one where gods have walked on the land. That's what they say. In fact, I know one, our student, of Kendra student, coming from Slovenia, I told him, why this, look at the India roads are very rugged and not at farmed. Then he said, I don't mind all these things, sir. You're all lucky people to have born in Bharat, because this is the place where gods have avatars and walked in that. So to walk in such areas where gods were walking is a very punyam. So here, etasyam prativasanti etabhyascha namaha. So in the same tempo, in the same manner, you have the Dakshina Dikku and Pratichi Dikku, then the North, Uttara Dikku, and Urdhva Dikku, Adhara Dikku, and again Avantara Dishaha. Avantara andre in between. See, whatever 10 directions we have spoken about, yet more directions are there which are known and unknown, but still gods have taken their dwelling in those nook and corner of the directions between. That's why north, east, east, north, etc. And also south, east. Like that we have got the corners and deeper corners and all that. So the gods have been very much present at any and every corner of the nook and corner of the world, universe. For example, why people go to Banaras, Kasi ki yak hoktare. Of all the Tirtha Yatras, Kasi is something which is very much recommended by all people. Kasi hogde yav jaga hodru kuda no, because Kasi has got many advantages. Vishweshwara, though there are Dwadasa lingas are there, of Lord Rudra, who is this Smashana Adhipati, Bhuta Adhipati and Smashana Adhipati, and he has to grant the exit for everybody after living upon the earth. So, Shiva, Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveswaraya Mahadevaya Triyambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveswaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namah. In advance, see, there are 16 names select of Rudra, and all the 16 names have been explained in the Namaka Prashna. Therefore, in the VNS Vedana Sarit Bulletin, which is going to come to you of the March 1, I try to bring your attention to this mantra where there are 16 forms and Mahatma of the Paramatma is there. So, you should, whenever Vedana Sarit is being posted in WhatsApp group or elsewhere, or in our own website, you should open it and see what are the important things. It's not a newspaper reading like Deccan Herald, afterwards you throw it away. But it is not like that. It has been there, which is inaugurated by our Nittur Srinivasa Rao, a retired Chief Justice of Karnataka. He was at the time nonagenarian, almost 90 years and odd. So Subramaniam said as a preamble, this Vedana Sarit is being released by such a senior citizen, senior person, and an authority, that I want that Vada Vedana Sarit, we all pray that Vedana Sarit must be a continuity since for a very long time. Because the articles are, so many are there, if you just could review the previous one. Anyway, so here in this VNS, I have given you, I mean, every day, every month, some one or the other mantra is explained as annotation, and another Sukta, one or two mantras are explained by Boddupalli Raghava. Therefore, Veda Vijnana, Veda Gnana, Veda Upayoga, Prayoga, all these things are being brought to the desk of everyone who is member in the WhatsApp group or otherwise whoever visit, so that there will be a kind of change in them, and see that what gives you happiness? Nothing. Yogananda. Yogenaiva anando bhavati. So that's why I said mana anandam. It is said that mana anandam, if at all you want to have a real continuous happiness to our mind, what is that? Pranayamam mananandam shanti samruddham ಯೋಗೋಪಾಸ್ಯ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ತೈತ್ತರೀಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯೋಗ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಂದರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋಗ? ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ. There are 12 kinds of pranayama and more kinds of pranayama. Any and everything in our body works only because of the pranashakti. That's why pranashakti para naha. Naha pranashakti para. In a sense, is supreme. So, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣೋಪಾನ ವ್ಯಾನ ಉದಾನ ಸಮಾನ ಸಪ್ರಾಣ ಶ್ವೇತವರ್ಣ ಸಾಂಖ್ಯಾಯನ ಸಗೋತ್ರ ಗಾಯತ್ರೀ ಚತುರ್ಗಂ ಸಿತ್ಯಕ್ಷರ ತ್ರಿಪದಾ ಷಟ್ಕುಕ್ಷಿ ಪಂಚಶೀರ್ಷೋಪನಯನೇ ವಿನಿಯೋಗ. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ದಿಸ್ ಈ the prana shakti is any and everything. To eat our food, to send out the waste of our body, what the human mission doesn't want, and any other activity inside, outside, is all because of the prana shakti. Who is that prana? Paramatma. Pranaya tasmai namah. ಯಾರಂದರೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯೋ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರವಿಶ್ಯ ಮಮ ವಾಚಮಿಮಾಂ ಪ್ರಸುಪ್ತಾಂ ಸಂಜೀವಯತಿ. ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸಂಜೀವಯತಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಯ ಅಖಿಲ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಸಧರ ಸ್ವಧಾಮ್ನಾಂ ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ಪುರುಷಾಯ ತುಭ್ಯಂ. ಸೊ ಪುರುಷಾಯ ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಶಕ್ತಿ ಈಸ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಪ್ರಾಣಶಕ್ತಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್. ವಾಯು, ಅಗ್ನಿ, ವಾಯು, ಸೂರ್ಯ, ಚಂದ್ರ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಣಶಕ್ತಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾವ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೋ, we don't know their names, we don't know their address, we don't know anything about them, but we know that they are the guardians and protectors of all of us, however we are like. But what they expect is only smarana. Smrutva. And even Vishnu Sahasranamam, one of the names to Vishnu is Smrutihi, Tatpada Smrutihi or Smaranam. And also, Lalita Sahasranamdalli ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಸ್ಮೃತಿಹಿ ತತ್ಪದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯಾರ್ಥ ಚಿದೀಕರ ಸ್ವರೂಪಿಣಿ ಅಂತ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಪೇರು. ಸ್ಮೃತಿಹಿ, ಶ್ರುತಿಹಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನೆವರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಈ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರು, ದಾನವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ದೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೆನ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿ ಸೂಪರ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದೆಮ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು occupy their positions. And therefore, in fact, as we see in one of the Upanishads, which I have explained, Prabhakargaru Upanishad or Aitari somewhere, when Paramatma has created all beings, he made Devas and Manushyas. These are the two categories. And among devas, he had made them varishtaha, better gods. And even among men also, shrestha manushyaha. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರಾಗಿ ದಾನವರಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಗಲೋಕ, ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಭೂಲೋಕ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರಿಗೆ ಪಾತಾಳ ಲೋಕ. So actually Bali Chakravarti was pushed down to Patala because that was the original place that the Rakshasas are to be staying, not Bhuloka. Therefore, all Rakshasas, Mahasuras, they came to Bhuloka, troubled the human beings and also the rishis and all those people. And because they are troubled, they made prayer, they commissioned the gods to. So it's a wonderful cycle. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ದೇವತೆಗಳಿದಾರೋ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅವಾಂತರ ದಿಶೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ. ಅವಾಂತರ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಮೆ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡಿವೈಡ್. ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮಾತ್ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮತರಂ ಜ್ಞೇಯಂ ತನ್ಮೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿವ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪಮಸ್ತು. ಮಹಾನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಜ್ಜಾಗ್ರತೋ ದೂರ ಮುದೈತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಂ ಅಂತ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮತರಂ ಜ್ಞೇಯಂ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ और ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮಾತ್ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮತರಂ. You cannot even drop that. Even Duryodhana might say, at least some area could be occupied. ಅವನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸೂಚ್ಯ ಭೇದ ಭೂಮಿಮಪಿ ನ ದದಾಮಿ. I am not going to spare or give to Pandavas even that amount of space occupied for the needle. That is the calculative power of Duryodhana, and greed for land and bhogam. And these two things are being approved and given countersigned by Dhritarashtra. Thereby there was a sarvanasanam. ಹಂಗಲ್ಲದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಶ್ಚ ದೇವತಾ ಏತಸ್ಯಾಂ ಪ್ರತಿವಸಂತಿ ಏತಾಭ್ಯಶ್ಚ ನಮಃ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವಿನಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ನಮನ ತನ್ನಮ ಇತ್ಯುಪಾಸೀತ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾವಾನ್ ಭವತಿ. ಇದು ತೈತ್ರಿಯೋಪನಿಷತ್. ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಗರ್ವದಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿ ಜೋರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯಾರೂ ಒಬ್ಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ಲೋರ್, ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿ ಡೊಸೈಲ್, ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ತನ್ನಮ ಯತ್ಯುಪಾಸೀತ. ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಡೆಕ್ಕರ್ ಹತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ದಿ ಹೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಡೆಕ್ಕರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ, ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಲೋ. ಸೊ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಬೋ ಡೌನ್. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬೋ ಡೌನ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನಮತಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತನ್ನಮ ಇತ್ಯುಪಾಸೀತ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾವಾನ್ ಭವತಿ. ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಆರ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲೂ solution be given by their Veda Rishis. Because Veda Rishis have had a lot of problems, and they were all sorting out all of them through the grace of God, through their own means of tapas. Tapasa Brahma Vijignasasva Tapo Brahmeti. Because there was also a discussion in Taittiriya Upanishad, what is best? ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಪ್ರವಚನಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ನ ಪ್ರಮದಿತವ್ಯಂ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಪ್ರವಚನ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನೋ, ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ತಪಹಿತ ತಪೋನಿತ್ಯ ಪೌರುಷಿಷ್ಟಿ. ಆ ಪೌರುಷಿಷ್ಟಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ತಪಃ ಇತಿ ತಪಃ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿತ್ಯಂ. ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಅಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಯುವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. Actually, our formula should be work first, rest next. But many people take rest first, work no first. ನಾನು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡೋದೇ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಪೂಜೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಪೂಜೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಬಾತ್ ಟು ಎ ರಿವರ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್, ದಿ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವಾರ್ಮ್. If you go after sunrise and a little later, the water will be damp cold. ಗಂಗಾ ಸ್ನಾನ ಆಗಲಿ, ಯಾವ ನದಿ ಸ್ನಾನ ಆಗಲಿ, ಕಾವೇರಿ ಸ್ನಾನ ಆಗಲಿ, ಕೂಲಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ನಾವು ಶಿವಲಿಂಗಯ್ಯ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರೀಡ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 4 lines. ಓಂ ನಮೋ 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 ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋ.
ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋರ್ಮುನಿಭ್ಯಶ್ಚ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋರ್ಮುನಿಭ್ಯಶ್ಚ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋರ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಯೇ ವಸಂತಿ.
ಓಂ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋರ್मध्ये ये वसन्ति ते मे प्रसन्नात्मानश्चिरं जीवितं वर्धयन्ति. नमो गंगा यमुनयोर्मुनिभ्यश्च नमो नमो गंगा यमुनयोर्मुनिभ्यश्च नमः. ओम शांति शांति शांति.
So this is the final review. Ultimately, for this kind of selection of the Arishta Nivrutti, who are resourceful for this kind of benefit for us is a good question. And of course, there are so many prashnas, and Prashnopanishad also is there, we just completed. And we are going to Mandukya Upanishad. Another Upanishad next every Friday. And ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಬೇರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋ ಮಧ್ಯ ಇವ ಸಂಧಿ. ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ದಿ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗಂಗಾ ರಿವರ್ and also Yamuna river, and right from its genesis, its flow, and up to merging into the ocean. Ganga will merge into ocean, Yamuna would merge into ocean. Area, complete area you imagine. Then areas ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಯೇ ವಸಂತಿ. So we don't know the dwellers of all such people who are inhabiting the Nadi Tiram or Nadi Samipam. So, for example, when you say that Rama's birthplace, Ayodhya, Atra Yavdide Andre, we go to that river. What is the name of the river near Ayodhya? ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, I'll tell you. So, Ganga Yamunayor Madhye Vasanti. And all those people who are dwelling on the banks and around the area of the Ganga river and Yamuna river. Why? Ganga is Shiva, Yamuna is Vishnu. So, Ganga Yamuna rivers are from Shiva and Vishnu. Shiva in Vishnu, both are Vishnu. But Shiva has taken, because Vishnu Padodbhava Ganga and Shiva Sirasthita Ganga. So right from the Akasham, Ganga river, because of Bhagiratha Maharaja Chakravarti, she took shelter to jump into the ocean in the head, in the Jata Juta of Lord Rudra. Therefore, Ganga Devi, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಗಂಗೆ was to go out from the head of Shiva. She asked a promise from Shiva.
Sarayu river.
Maya, good, thank you. Sarayu river, and I'll talk about Sarayu river also, because that's being mentioned in Balakanda by Valmiki Maharshi in the Ramayana, and there is a story about it, and I'll tell you separately. So Sarayu Nadi, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾಂಬು, ಪ್ರಭಾತೆ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾಂಬು ಸನ್ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮನೋಯಥ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸನ್ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನವಾಗಿ ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಆ ಸರಯೂ ನದಿ ನೀರು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್ Valmiki Maharshi used to go to the Sarayu river for bathing. But one time, a very incident happened where a Vyadha shot an arrow to the male bird, making the female bird cry, and male bird oozing the blood fall down on the ground dead. Then there was a great problem. Therefore, well, that's a story afterwards. Now I want to conclude and start the next set of mantras as I promised in our announcement by Seshachalaya and myself. So here I'll listen to talk about the Sarayu River also. That's why people who go to Ayodhya, they will just seize an opportunity to go to this river and Sarayu River, and in fact people have so much regard. Girls are given the name as Sarayu, and river name is being given, but very rarely the Sarayu river is being picked up other than Ganga or Yamuna or anything like that. So Ganga and Yamuna, both though they are born out of Vishnu, but they chose Shiva. Ganga chose Shiva, and Yamuna remained as the one giving pleasure and happiness to Krishna. Say Yamuna Rivere, Yamuna Kule. In the Gita Govindam, that Jayadeva describes the sportivity of Krishna with Gopikas on the banks of the Yamuna River, which means that Yamuna is a sacred river and Ganga is a sacred river, and they are worshipping there. They deserve smarana even very good. Ganga Gangeti Yo Bruyat, Ganga Nama Sadashivaha, Ganga Nama Sada Shakti, Snanakale, Ganga Smaranena, Ganga Snana Phalam Bhavet. Sumni ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಆರ್ ಬಕೆಟ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗೋದು ಮೂಲಕ. No, the moment the first drop of water falls on you, remember Gange Chaimune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sanidhin Kuru. ನೀನು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡೋ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೇವತೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ನದಿ ಮತಲ್ಲೂ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನದಿ ಸ್ನಾನ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಗಂಗಾ ಗಂಗೇತಿ ಯೋ ಬ್ರೂಯಾತ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಹಂ ಕಾಶೀಂ ಗಮಿಷ್ಯಾಮಿ ತತ್ರೈವ ನಿವಸಾಮ್ಯಹಂ ಇತಿ ಸ್ಮರನ್ ಜನಃ ಕಾಶೀವಾಸ ಫಲಂ ಭವೇತ್ ಅಂತ. ಕಾಶಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎವ್ರಿ ನೂಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಾಶಿ is being inhabited by all gods. That's why when you go to Kashi, you will have the darshan or influence or drishti of all gods, whoever are the number. So ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏ ವಸಂತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಗಂಗಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಮುನಾ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ನಾಟ್. And ಎಂಥವರು ಹೂ ಆರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮಾನಃ, ಕೋಪ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಮ ಕ್ರೋಧ ಲೋಭ ಮೋಹ ಮದ ಮಾತ್ಸರ್ಯ, they have won over all these things. Therefore, unless you have these under your control, your mind will never be pleasant at all. You are always agitated, alarmed, annoyed, disturbed, worried. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾಧಾನ, ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮಾನಃ. ಸೊ ಆದಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಟ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಟರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಗಂಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ನೀರು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಇರೋಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೈಡ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ನನ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪ್ರಾವರ್ಬಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಶಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡಿರೈವ್. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ವೆರಿ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಶ್ರೋತ್ರಿಯ ಅವರು ಕಾಶಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ಕಾಲಿಂದ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸುದ್ದಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ದಿ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕಾಶಿ, footwear should not be there. Actually, whenever you go to a temple, your footwear has to be left out before ಧ್ವಜಸ್ತಂಭಂ. ಧ್ವಜಸ್ತಂಭದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಫುಟ್ವೇರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ವಾಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಬೇರ್ ಫುಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು ದಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮತ್ವ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮ ಇದ್ದವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವಂದನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವಂದನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರೆ ಬಾಕಿಯವರು ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಆವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವ್ರು ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವಂದನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಈ ತರಹ ಒಂಥರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮಾನಃ. ಸೊ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಚಿರಂಜೀವಿತಂ. ಯು ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್. ನಿನ್ನ ಮೈಂಡು ಜಲಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್. ನಾನು ಬಿ ಡಿ ಎಫ್ ಸೈಟ್ಗೆ 40-60 ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡು ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಾನು 20-30 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವನು ನೋಡು ಒಂದೇ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಈ ಥರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮನಸ್ಸಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ನನ್ನ 40-60 ಬಾರೋ ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದರೆ, ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ 5 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿಫ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಯು ಬೈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ತೃಪ್ತಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಯಾ ದೇವಿ ಸರ್ವಭೂತೇಷು ತೃಪ್ತಿರೂಪೇಣ ತೃಷ್ಣಾರೂಪೇಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥಿತ ನಮಸ್ತಸ್ಯೈ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮಾನಃ. ಅವ್ರೇನು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಚಿರಂಜೀವಿತಂ. ಜೀವನ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ತರಹ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸ್ಮೂತಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ತಾರ್ ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಟೋ ರಿಕ್ಷಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಅಪ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೌನ್ಸ್. ಒಡುಕುದುಡುಕಲು ಉಣ್ಣಕೂಡದು. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೈಕಲ್ ತುಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಜನರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ನೋ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ವೇ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ತಪಸ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ದೇವತೆಗಳು ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ. ವರ್ಧನ ಅಂದರೆ ಏಜ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಸುಖ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಮನಸ್ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಮನಸ್ಸಮಾಧೀಯತಾಂ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ವಾಚನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮನಸ್ಸಮಾಧೀಯತಾಂ ಸಮಾಹಿತ ಮನಸ್ಸಃ ಸ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಮಾಹಿತ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಮಾಧಾನ, ಇದನ್ನು ಅವರು ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯು ಲಿವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ups and downs, smooth life. All our Veda mantras are oriented to grant us smooth life. But we don't go to the Veda mantra, Vedocharana. Yani Vedaksharaani ಉಚ್ಚಾರಂತಿ ತೇಷಾಂ ಸೌಖ್ಯಂ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸುಮನಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ. ಮೊನ್ನೆನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಶೃಂಗೇರಿ ಪೀಠಾಧಿಪತಿಗಳು 76 years ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ ಅಂತ ಉತ್ಸವ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 76 years ಮುಂದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವರ್ಧನ ಅಂದರೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅದರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್ ಏನು ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಲ ವರ್ಧಯಂತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಧನ ಈಸ್ whatever comfort you had, it must increase in the comfort levels. And therefore, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮೇನು ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮಾನಃ ಚಿರಂ ಜೀವಿತಂ ವರ್ಧಯಂತು. ಅದೇ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಚಿರಜೀವನ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಲಿವ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಯುಸ್ಸು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಲ್ಪಾಯುಷ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Whatever length of life, 4 decades, 5 decades, whatever decades that we live, it is ಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಯುಸ್ಸು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ 90 years ಬದುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೇ ಲಿವ್, must be a Purna Jivana. Adukoskara Chiram Jivanam. So Chiram means long, not short. Alpa isu Chirayu. So Chirayul Galigi, Tyagaraja says that Harismarana ಮಾಡಿ ಹರಿಗುಣಗಳ ಗಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಚಿರಾಯುವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಎಂದರೋ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವುలు ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಅಂಥ ಯಾರು ಈ ತರಹ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಗಂಗಾ ಯಮುನಯೋ ಮುನಿಭ್ಯ, those people who have the power of penance, who have influence of the penance, they will have the eligibility and eligibility important. Eligibility ಇದ್ದರೆ people can appreciate. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ I tell you, when in Bangalore, Blackpalli High School grounds ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಾನಂದ was giving a wonderful talk. 15 days he was having lectures, and there was one old lady who came who attended all the 15 days regularly, so nice and all that. So he called, he was so happy at her attendance and at her attention and all that, nodding the head and feeling happy because his English is musical, Chinmayananda. ಸೊ ಆ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಕರೆದು, ಏನಮ್ಮ ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಸಿ ಯು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್. ಆ ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಂತೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅರ್ಥವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ದೋ ಶಿ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೋ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, but she was enamored of the sounds, and those sounds she was able to absorb and be happy. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಮುನಯಃ ಇದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಮುನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಹ ಮುನಿಹಿ ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡ್ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಮುನಯೋ ಭವಂತಿ ಋಷಯೋ ಭವಂತಿ, ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸೂಕ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಸೇರಿಸ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಇಂಪಲ್ಷನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮುನೀಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ soldiers, can become highly intelligent people. And she has categorized the human beings born on the land, and she is the monitor to make A, B, C, D accordingly, and therefore people are all getting on with their faculties. That's why Muni andre artha enu, devoted, skilled, talented, and attitude development. So for example, I tell you, ಜಿಪ್ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ರನ್ನರ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ಚೈನ್ಗೆ, ಸೊ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ನರ್ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನು ದಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ರನ್ನರ್ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ಟು 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಅರ್ನ್ 50 rupees in 1 minute like that? No. But it is his talent and expertise, and that is exactly what Muni tapa iti tapo nityah. See, tapas ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ tells you that ದಾನಂ ತಪೋ ಧರ್ಮಂ, ದಾನಂ ತಪೋ ಯಜ್ಞಂ ತಪೋ ಅಂತ ಏನು ತಪಸ್ಸು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿನ. ಸೊ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾತ್ಮಾನಃ, ಮೇಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಒನ್ ವೇ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ our lifestyles being run for a long time. So I think today we concluded the entire review of the thing, Arishta Nivrutti, and we have to go to the Punya Vachana mantras, which are there in our the Veda mantraha. In addition of that, where he has put up some Punya mantras, how we can purify our house. Page number ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಪ್ಪ?
199.
Very good, thank you. So in that Punya Vachana, this is exactly, and these mantras are from the Taittiriya Samhita, which we are doing, Kanda, 5th Kanda, and also the explanation from the Taittiriya Brahmana, also from Rigveda. So once you come into the purview of the Punya Vachanam, we can do ourselves the Punya Vachanam, Mandya Vachanam in our house, because people say that at least once in a year you must purify your house, rehaling. What is Punya Vachana? It is a rehaling of our own house, trying to drive away the negativity and invoke, stay, and also settle down the positivity in our house. By doing Veda Parayanam is best among all Parayanas. Stotra Parayana is there, but Veda Parayana is supreme. And therefore, some people make the entire Yajurveda Parayanam done in the house. Rigveda Parayanam conducted. And also, so that's why ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಬೇಕು, ಸರಿಯಾದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ದುಡ್ಡು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದಟ್ ಕಂಚಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಪರಮಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು sessions every month. There is one program on them. It is being done in Bengaluru, Pattabhirama Mandali, and by Krishna Kumar, and other people are organizing. ಸೊ ಅವರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪರಮಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಶಾಂತಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈಡ್ ಗಾಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅಸ್ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈಡ್. ಚರಣಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಂ ವಿತತಂ ಪುರಾಣಂ ಯೇನ ಪೂತಃ ತರತಿ ದುಷ್ಕೃತಾನಿ ತೇನ ಪೂತೇನ ಅತಿಪಾಪ್ಮಾನಂ ತರೇಮ. See, now ಮಾಮೂಲಾಗಿ ಛೋಟಾ ಮೋಟಾ sins we are able to get rid of by making ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ, prayer and all that. ಬಟ್ ಅತಿಪಾಪ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಅತಿಪಾಪ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಜುಹುರಾಣಮೇನಃ. ಇನ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋ ಜಸ್ಮತ್ ಜುಹುರಾಣಮೇನೋ ಏನ ಇಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಸಿನ್, ದೋಷಗಳು, ಪಾಪ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಕರ್ಮನಾಶ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮನಾಶ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಮೋರ್ ಜನ್ಮಾಸ್, ಆಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಭಾಗವತಂ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಂದಂ ಟು ಉದ್ಧವ ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನಂದರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯ ನೀನು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಕರ್ಮನಾಶನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಪನಾಶನ ಮಾಡು. ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಕರ್ಮ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ದಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಔಟ್. ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತರಹ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿನಗೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಉದ್ಧವನಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಉದ್ಧವಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೀವೆನ್ಸ್ ವಾಸ್, ಅಯ್ಯ ನೀನು ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಕುಲ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದೆ, ಸಮುದ್ರ ದ್ವಾರಕ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗತಿ ಏನು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಉದ್ಧವ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಭಕ್ತಾಸ್. And to him, Krishna spoke Uddhava Gita, Anugita, Bhagavad Gita. These are all the Gitas where Krishna is a participant. And next 12th April, we are having a talk on Shiva Gita. Shiva again is also a guru. Shivaya Gurave Namaha to Rama. So the dialogue between Shiva and Rama is Shiva Gita. And that we are going to have a talk by a doctor, but he turned sannyasi, grihastha sannyasi, and he's called as Surya Chandra Paramacharya. So he will be giving us an idea, glimpses of the Shiva Gita, and you just share that flyer to all people. I'm going to send it. So why I'm telling all that is Punya Aha Vachanam. Aha is the day. Day does not mean only the morning 6 to evening 6. No, 24 hours. So that's why Mitra Varuna. Mitra Varuna make a day. Mitra makes the day. Varuna makes the night. So Varuna Deva is supposed to be the king of night, or he is the causer of the night. He is the protector of the night. That's why morning Sandhya Vandanam Mitrasya Charshani Dhrutaha. ಈ ಮಿತ್ರ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್. ಚರ್ಷಣಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಧೃತಃ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇರರ್, ಸಸ್ಟೈನರ್, ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಹೋಲ್ ಡೇ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ABCD ಪೀಪಲ್. ಅಂಡ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಇಮಮ್ಮೆ ವರುಣ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಹವಾ ಮಧ್ಯಾಚ ಮೃಡಯ Tvamavashyurachake Tatvayami Brahmana Vandamanaha. So Brahmana Vandamanaha Tvam Yami. Aya Varunadeva, Nanu whole day I have done my Brahmana, my puja, my work, my office work, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು, ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್, ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೋ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಖ ಅಂದರೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸುಖವನ್ನು ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ವರುಣನಿಗೆ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿವಾ ಸುಖ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದಿವಾಕರ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಶಾಕರ ದಿವಾಕರ. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಅಹಹ, ಅಹಹ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೋತ್ ಡೇ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೈ. ವಾಚನಂ, ವಾಚನಂ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್, ವಾಚನಂ ಈಸ್ ಅಟರೆನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ವಾಕ್ ಇಂದ ವಾಚನಂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್, ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ, requesting for a good day and good night. We don't, all normally we say good night, but we don't say good day. But Germans have got the wonderful habit, Guten Tag bitte anತಾರೆ. The moment you say Guten Tag bitte, that is tag ಅಂದರೆ ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಸುದಿನಂ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಶುಭೋದಯಂ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಬಡಿ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಶಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ, ಬಟ್ ದಿ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ವೆನ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೊಕೇಶನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದೆಮ್. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗೋದಲ್ಲ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟು ಯು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಎನಿವೇ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಪುಣ್ಯಾಹ ವಾಚನಂ. And some mantras already you are familiar in one of the any of suktas, but still we have to understand them from the glasses or from the lens of the purification or sanctification or sanitization, whatever you have, to the entire cosmos of your house. Wherever you are dwelling, that house also is a unit, is a Vastu Purusha. ಆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಪುರುಷನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಡೂ ವೆನೆವರ್ ಯು ರಿಸೈಟ್ ರುದ್ರಂ. ಯು ಸೇ ನಮೋ ವಾಸ್ತವ್ಯಾಯ ಚ ವಾಸ್ತುಪಾಯ ಚ, ಓಂ ಹರ ಹರ ನಮಃ ಸೋಮಾಯ ಚ ರುದ್ರಾಯ ಚ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ, ಸಿ ವಾಸ್ತುಪಾಯ, ವಾಸ್ತವ್ಯಾಯ, ವಾಸ್ತವ್ಯಾಯ ಈ ಶಿವ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೌಸ್. ವಾಸ್ತುಪಾಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟರ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದ್ರೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡವರು ರುದ್ರ, ಶಿವ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಸೇ ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ರುದ್ರಾಯ. ಈ ರುದ್ರ ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಭಗವಾನ್. ಭಗವಾನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಟೀರಿಯರ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್, ಔಟೀರಿಯರ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್. ಸೊ ನಮೋ ರುದ್ರೇಭ್ಯೋ ಏ ಪೃಥಿವ್ಯಾಂ ಏ ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷೇ ಏ ದಿವಿ ಅವಾಂ. ಸೊ ಯು ಸಿ Rudra has the representations anywhere and everywhere. Therefore, you have, who is Rudra? Agni. Who is Rudra? Shiva. Who is Rudra? Anybody. That's why Sarvohyesha Rudraha Sarvohyesha Rudraha Namastasmai Rudrayo anta namaga Mahanyasa helkodutte. Anyway, I just started today. It's a wonderful day. Chaitra Suddha Purnima. Almost we are peeping into, and this is the day when we started Saundarya Lahari Homam in our Nadaveda Adhyayana Kendra some 24 years back, I think, or sometime, because a guru, B.S. Krishnan, a retired central government officer, he has Saundarya Lahari Satsanga in Nagpur. I happened to go there, and because my brother was there, working at AG, DAG in the and permission. He initiated me, gave the manual also for Sound Sobhane Muhurtam. It's going on. So Chaitra Suddha Purnima is a very important Purnima of the Purnimas, and today we have started a new course of Punya Vachana mantras from this text, and also other mantras we talk about it. And what Punya Vachana mantras which Purohits who come to our house, they are little variant from compared to what has been included in this set of mantras. But I have translated, given the notes and published in our Veda Ganga, and previously also taught them to some students personally. And there is a translation available in one of the volumes of Veda Ganga. I just forgot the number. And here the mantras I have not done hitherto. So I take up to do these Punya Vachana mantra. It's all prose only, because when it is a Taittiriya Samhita, it is just prose only. So prose is easy to understand, and poetry is little difficult. Rigveda is difficult, as Yajurveda is easy. Atharveda is almost the same like Rigveda, and Samaveda is also like Rigveda, but only Yajurveda mantras are, as you read, they get translated into your head with a little limited knowledge of the Sanskritam, or even when it's explained to you, you'll be very happy about it. I think we take it that we have started today Chaitra Masam. Next week again, we will be in the Chaitra Masam. Chaitra, it is Chetanatvam. Chaitanya Shakti comes, and the year begins, and this is a wonderful year. Here it is called Para Bhava. Para is Parashakti, Amavaru. Bhava is Ishvara, Bhavaya Namaha, Bhavalingaya Namaha. So Ishvara and Parvati, both of them are the guidance or the rulers for this particular whole year. We invoke their blessings and to grant us Prasanna Atma and Chiranjeevanam. Thank you very much. Om Swasti.
Guruji, on this one, this mantra we can stop now. Chant. Tacham yoravruneemahe gatum yajnaya gatum yajnapataye daivi swastirastunaha swastir manushebhyah urdhvam jigatu bheshajam shanno astud vipade sham chatuspade om shanti shanti shanti. This is the ending of that Punya Vachana.
Yeah, maybe, but my version is different because I was taught by one guru when I was a school student. But anyway, I'll be able to point out to you comparatively, because it all depends upon, actually, for any Subhakaryam, Punya Vachanam, for example, Satyanarayana Vratam or anything like that, people do Punya Vachana and then they start the Avahana and all the other things. In Punya Vachan timely, one has to have the patience enough to completely go through, but people make some kind of addition and all that. So it depends on the kind of you have got to do the Punya Vacham. And when I'm explaining, I think I will be able to bring a contrast also, or variants also. Actually, when you recite this mantra, Tat Chayoho Avruni Mahe, that much. Shayyoho Avruni Mahe is the point. Syam Yo, Syamyaha. So, Syam means Shanti. Syam means happiness. Syam means Moksham also. So, Shayyoho Avruni Mahe. Vruni Mahe means choose. Vruna, choose. But what is that you are choosing? Avruni Mahe. Nothing left balance. Any and everything that will add to my happiness, that will add to my health, that will add to my emancipation, that I am going to absolutely choose out. No remnants, no residue, no dropout. And that too, Tat is the word. Tat Sayyoho, Tat Sayya. Because you don't know what kind of happiness actually want. Rather, what you actually desire. Actually to be wanted or actually to be desired is the decision of the Paramatma. So that Tat is an important word in Sanskrit. That's why Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Suvarna Pataya Dhimahe Tanno Garudaha Prachodayat. So Tat is that word where you have silence. You don't know. It's a question mark. And that question mark answer is Paramatma. Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam. Ishvaraha ಸೊ ಈಶಾನ ಸರ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಾಂ ಈಶ್ವರ ಇವನ್ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ our rishis are so great that they cannot interfere into the administration portals of Paramatma. That choice must be there. Supposing you try to talk to boss and advise him, he will become angry and boost you. You leave certain things to the counter signature of the boss, and he will use the discretion. And that's exactly what is implied, that word tat. So tat shayyo avrunimahe. So tat shayyo avrunimahe. Yenduku gatum yajnaya gatum yajnapadaye. Now the purposes, prayojana, you're defining. So whatever prayojana you want to define, that you define in nutshell. The same thing is being elaborated. So our Veda mantras are, we can't explain the real meaning of the Veda. Every day, Veda mantras meaning is a question mark, but that's why Veda Prakashantare. So many people are there, blessed by the God, to be able to expand, explain, and also get into the interior message contained in the Veda mantras. And that's why Nama Rushibhyaha, Mantra Krudbhyaha, Mantra Patibhyaha, etc. So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I explain you, sir, further. Thank you for your questioning, because this is what is that in Purusha Suktam. You observe, Purusha Sukta only begins with Achayor Avrunimahe and also ends with Achayor Avrunimahe, because it has got its own significance and message. So between two such Shanti mantras, the entire knowledge of the Purusha Suktam is sandwiched. So that's again you have to understand when you think of the Purusha Suktam. Hel Babu Suringa Om Swasti
Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Bijankarabahe Tejasvinavaditamatama Vidvijavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kachchid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Vasudevarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. Om Shri Matru Charanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Harivam Namaste Guru.
Namaste.
నమస్తే గురుగారు.
వచ్చేవారైనా ఎన్నాళ్ళైంది?
No, Gurugaru, because of